I'm joy. This is sadness. That's anger. This is disgust. And that's fear.
Look out!
Come on, group hug. You too, anger.
Don't touch me.
We knew even out of the shoot that this movie was different. I mean, Pete pitched this idea to me as a way to personify emotions and go into the mind, which he said is sort of a place we've all thought about but never been to.
Here we go. All right, open.
This looks new.
Think it's safe?
What is it?
Okay, caution. There is a dangerous smell, people. Hold on, what is that?
This is disgust. She basically keeps Riley from being poisoned, physically and socially.
That is not brightly colored or shaped like a dinosaur. Hold on, guys. It's broccoli!
I think sound, like lighting, is something that you're not usually conscious of, but you're completely affected by. So it's a chance to really bring the audience where you're trying to go with them. It really has a huge effect on the way the audience experiences the scene.
That's how you want to play it, old man? No dessert? Oh, sure. We'll eat our dinner right after you eat this.
One of the challenges was, you said, well, let's personify emotions and let's make the mind, and what does it sound like? If these characters are made of compressed energy and they're walking on this floor that's in the mind, but it's not linoleum and cement, our teams had to completely start with a blank slate, and that was actually really fun.
First day of school, very, very exciting. I was up late last night figuring out a new plan. Here it is, fear. I need a list of all the possible negative outcomes on the first day at a new school.
Way ahead of you there. Does anyone know how to spell meteor?
Disgust. Make sure Riley stands out today, but also blends in.
When I'm through, Riley will look so good, the other kids will look at their own outfits and barf.
Joy. Yes, Joy? You'll be in charge of the console, keeping Riley happy all day long. And may I add, I love your dress, it's adorable. Oh, this old thing, thank you so much. I love the way it twirls.
We have characters that are anger, fear, and so you don't want just one note. So we really relied on the actors, probably more than they know, to mine the depths of each character. And Amy Poehler in particular, playing Joy, who just by definition is a one-note, peppy, happy character. We used to say, boy, if you know somebody that's that happy all the time, you're not gonna trust them. So we relied on Amy to really thread the needle of positivity, but she's fragile as well. You know, she's a character in denial, and she did an amazing job.
Their focus on the dialogue track is amazing, because you wouldn't know that this dialogue was recorded at different times with different people. They have a way of making it feel like they were all there in the room acting together, which is really amazing thing to be able to do.
All right, everyone, fresh start. We're gonna have a good day, which will turn into a good week, which will turn into a good year, which turns into a good life.
Pixar, in some ways, has created this workflow of post-production, which a lot of people now are sort of mimicking, in that we typically will start sound very early with them. Even before they have any animation, we're trying to create the sounds that they're hearing in their mind. And in some ways, that informs the visuals later on, because as we're sending sounds, it's making them think differently as they're animating. So it's neat how the two can sort of influence each other. And I think Pixar has developed a system for doing this that has worked out great for us.
You seem to like the ones we had in the earlier, so maybe it's just too loud.
In talking to the sound design crew, Ren and all those guys, I tried to articulate, like, visually what it is we're after, and emotionally, what does it do? So when a memory is fresh and new, it's very clean and bright and solid, you know, it's not breakable. And then as it gets older, it gets kind of crumbly and gray and foggy, and so I kind of spoke more in those emotional terms, and then Ren just took it and made it sound exactly the way I described.
Well, we wanted something that sort of felt glassy, but also sweet and musical. And so we did a variety of recordings with different glasses and different volumes of water and things like that, trying to find the perfect pitches and, you know, variations of pitch and pitching up, pitching down, which we ended up using a lot for the rewinding of the memory balls and things like that.
Anyway, these are Riley's memories, and they're mostly happy, you'll notice, not to brag. But the really important ones are over here. I don't want to get too technical, but these are called core memories. Each one came from a super important time in Riley's life.
One of the biggest surprises was something Ren did. He put some microphones in the sand and recorded these crabs in the sand, and that sort of became the ambience for Inside the Mind. It was just a very strange, interesting sound that had movement and character, but wasn't, it didn't stick out. I think it was pitched down a little bit, and we probably rolled off a little bit of highs. It was just a very cool recording.
Spinning.
Michael is awesome because we worked with him on Up, so we kind of knew each other's tastes and working methods and things. So what we generally have done is to take Michael, show him the movie, and then what he usually does is to produce just a suite of music, something like 3 to 7 minutes, and he'll say, this is just how the movie made me feel, and then he hits play, and we're like, whoa, and he just knocked it out of the park first time. He watched the movie, he did this theme before we knew it, and usually what we do is have a spotting session where we watch the whole movie and we stop every 3 seconds and go, now here, what we're hoping, because it's animation, I know every frame, so those guys must be like, get me out of here. But in this case, we didn't even do that. He just started writing the music, and the next thing we knew, he calls us up and says, hey, I'm done. I got all the music. Wait, what? We didn't even spot it yet. So we went down, we played it. Obviously there's some adjustments and changes that we made, but he is kind of autonomous, self-supporting.
We mix the movie in Atmos, and so it's all about immersion. It's all about making sure the audience is not pulled out for any reason in the theater experience, right? And so you're getting the movie as close to the audience as you possibly can. They're hearing it and they're seeing it the way we see it, not only at Pixar, but in our heads, the way we've envisioned it. And that's priceless to us.
We were able to use it to surround the audience with the music, with some of the ambient sounds, so that you kind of feel as though you're there inside headquarters with these guys. You're in that experience. It's really a much more rich, wonderful way to experience the movie.
We used Atmos in the very first scene of the movie. We're introduced to Riley being born, and Joy, our main character, she's telling us sort of how things came to be, how things were created, and she's coming from the top speakers as sort of above us. It used to be when you pan something off the screen, it would get thinner and less effective, and we don't have to worry about that anymore now. It's a great tool to be able to pull something off the screen and have it remain in its full, impactful nature. Pete's use of sound is very special. He's got a very good ear, and like any great sound designer, Pete is thinking about sound, but he's also thinking about the story and the movie and how to progress that. And I think that's something he was especially good at.
Hey, I saw a pizza place down the street. Maybe we could try that.
Pizza sounds delicious.
Pizza?
Yes,
Great,
pizza.
that's good.
What the heck is
Who
that?
puts broccoli on pizza?
That's it. I'm done.
Congratulations, San Francisco. You've ruined pizza. First the Hawaiians, and now you.